And when you are brought in close, you have the opportunity. See, because I have been brought in close with so many great preachers and so many great leaders, I have had the opportunity to learn things in a matter of moments that it took them years to learn, just because I was granted the favor of access. The question then is, God says to us, can I trust you with favor? It's a challenge to have favor and not violate the trust of God, because when you have favor, people will dislike you. Trust me on this. People will misunderstand you when you have favor, and they will try to step all in your favor and go where you're going without paying the price that you paid to be on your way. Listen, just cause your elevator's going up don't mean everybody can ride. Tell somebody, get out my favor. Get out of my favor. I paid a price. I'm reminded of Joseph, who was a servant to Potiphar. He was allowed into Potiphar's house. He was allowed into Potiphar's business. He was allowed into Potiphar's life. And yet when Joseph's trust was upon trial, he refused to violate it, because he was the servant, Potiphar was the master, and Joseph the servant was faithful and accountable to Potiphar, who was the leader. And the Bible called Joseph a good and a faithful servant. See, I don't want you to just be good. I want you to be faithful while you are being good. So now, I want to take it to the next level here, and I want to talk to you about not just good and faithful servants. I want to talk to you about good and faithful leaders. I want to talk about leaders that are accountable to servants. Ask your neighbor, do you want to go there? Ask your other neighbor, are you sure you want to go there? Tell both of them we're going there anyway. Now, I'm talking about the accountability of a leader to a servant. And I don't want you to just apply this to the church. So can I get you to just take your religious mind frame off? Because all of you are leaders in some form or fashion. And I want you to apply it to every area of leadership in your life, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's with your children, whether it's on your job, somebody works under you, or somebody that is about to work under you. We need to understand that there is a trust factor that transcends a paycheck. Where is my church? We need to understand that there is a trust factor that transcends business and positions. There is a trust factor that transcends education and offices and titles. Because if you are a leader and you misuse your authority over somebody that is under you, God is going to judge you. Travis, you might ought to turn me up, because I can't get no help from the back. I said, if you are a leader and you misuse that, God is going to judge you. And he's not only going to judge you, God is going to judge you severely. Just ask David. David loved God, but he didn't always do right by people. A perfect example can be found in our text today. David had sent all of his men out to war. While they were out on the battlefield, he was standing at home on the rooftop. And he looked out and he spotted a woman whose name was Bathsheba. And she was bathing on the rooftop. Now, she's married and she belongs to somebody else. But he's still checking her out. It's called a pornographic moment. She's married, she belongs to another man, but he's still checking her out. He decided, okay, I want to be with her. So he was with her, and what he didn't know is that she was going to become pregnant. And now he's got a real problem. He's got a huge inconvenience. And what makes matters worse is her husband is one of David's men. He's one of David's servants. So her husband is out in the battlefield doing what he's supposed to do. And you got the head honcho at home doing stuff that he ain't supposed to do. And now she's pregnant and he is in trouble. So he devises a plan. He says, get Uriah home from the battlefield. Give him a day off. Naturally, he'll go in and sleep with his wife. It's his only day off. And so then when that happens, I can back up out of the picture. And, you know, she can have that baby. And we can say it was Uriah's. Sounds like a smart plan. I mean, it was wrong, but it was still a smart plan. Oh, y'all look at me like you would have never thought of that. You have thought of way worse than that. It was wrong, but it was a smart plan. But see, God will let a smart plan go wrong just to let you know that he is in control and you are not. So David, here's where he messed up. David never thought for 1 minute that Uriah was so committed to him that rather than come in and sleep with his wife, Uriah said, I'm going to sleep on the porch, because I cannot let my men be over there in the battle and me home gratifying my flesh. Uriah's loyalty to David has completely messed up David's plan. And anytime you use somebody's loyalty to you to destroy them, God is going to judge you. And after all the manipulation didn't work, David writes a letter, and he sends the letter with Uriah back into the battle. And the letter says, put Uriah on the front lines. And David did it knowing that he would be killed. But David didn't care that he was going to be killed. He just wanted him out of the way because he had a personal crisis to correct. And he said, I got to just get rid of this man. And what is so sad is that out of all the many wonderful stories about David, the one that he is most known for is Bathsheba blunder right here in the text that we read today. Never mind all the victories that this man has won on the battlefield. Never mind all the instruments that he created. Never mind all of the songs that he wrote that we sing from right here today. Never mind that he brought down Goliath and cut his head off. Never mind that he brought the ark out of Obed-Edom's house. Never mind that he established a brand new entire way of worship. He was a leader. He was a warrior. David was a creative man. He was a man that was way ahead of his time. But this one incident marred his entire life. Isn't it funny how we can do one thing that messes up everything? I mean, you make one mistake, and people will define you the rest of your life over that one mistake. David is in the spotlight now. So now he's got to deal with the heat. I said, David is in the spotlight, and so he's got to deal with the heat, because the heat and the spotlight go together. So before you start craving the spotlight, you better know that you are prepared to handle the heat, because the two of them are completely inseparable. Okay, so now we got the gossip. Let's read 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 26 and 27. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord. You better know that God is watching you. He is watching your business. He's watching your scales of judgment. He's watching how you take advantage. He's watching how you handle people that are underneath you. David thought he fixed it. He thought he got past Uriah. He had an ironclad alibi. He thought he had got past everything. Oh, but he did not get past God. And you may fool your wife, and you may fool your husband. You may fool your mother, your pastor, your bishop. You may fool your boss. You may fool the people that you work for. But God is looking at your life, and trust me, God will ultimately judge you. Oh, you think you got power over this, and you got power over that, and you can pick up a pen and write a letter and say, put this man Uriah on the forefront in the heat of the battle that he may die. Oh, you think you got all of this power? You better know beyond the shadow of a doubt that there is somebody that's got way more power than you have got. And anytime he gives you a portion of that power, you better be careful what you do with it.